Hello there, we're back again with Ephraim from Beyond Stone Solutions to talk about how you can remove stains from your natural stone, whether it be marble, travertine, quartzite, or something else. Ephraim is going to show us a poultice that will help pull stains out of your beautiful natural material and discuss how you can prevent it from happening again.
That's right, Kelly. Before we jump into it, let's talk about stains. There's 5 major classifications of stains. First, organic stains. This is anything from coffee, teas, coloring agents used in dark sodas, gravies, or etc. Then there's inorganic stains, which are things like inks, colored dyes, dirt from flower pots, and stuff like that. Next would be oily stains. Think something like vegetable oil, certain mineral oils, motor oil, butter, animal fats, things like that. 4 would be biological stains like mildew or mold. And 5 are metal stains, things like rust and copper. And remember, a true stain is always darker than the surrounding material. If you're seeing something like a water ring, you're going to want to check out our last video for more information.
Wow, there are so many different classifications of stains. Is the process for removing them the same? Or is there a different product you'll need for each type of stain?
Well, I'd say yes and no. The process will be very similar for all 5 types of stains. We're going to create a poultice or a medium that's absorbent and that contains a chemical which will interact with the stain and encourage it to lift out of the stone. And while the absorbing agent in the poultice can be the same regardless of the stain that needs to be removed, the chemical you use can be different depending on what caused the stain.
Okay, so the first step would be to identify the type of stain then?
Exactly. And now that you're familiar with the types of stains and you've identified which type you have going on, it's time to gather materials for your poultice. As I mentioned, there are different chemicals recommended for each of the 5 types. Rather than demonstrating every single one, we'll show you those on the screen now, so get ready to take a screenshot.
Okay, now we're back. So I've brought a couple natural stone samples that we've gone ahead and intentionally stained with red wine. Ephraim, will you help me create a poultice and try to remove these stains?
I'd be happy to. Now, the absorbent part of the poultice, as mentioned previously, can be the same regardless of your type of stain. This can be talcum powder, also known as baby powder, household flour, or even paper towels. For larger areas, we'll even use diatomaceous earth, which is the white stuff in your swimming pool's filter. Today, we're going to showcase it with a paper towel because it's something most people already have in their house, and it's super easy to clean up when you're done.
Okay, and since our wine stain is an organic stain for the chemical of choice, the list on the screen said we should use the hydrogen peroxide, but not the kind we can get at a drugstore because it's too weak. So we've got this hair developer, which is actually a 40 volume hydrogen peroxide.
Perfect. So let's start with our stained quartzite sample here. Before we get started, let's clean the surface really well with our Easy Oxy cleaner. Once it's clean, we'll put on some rubber gloves and safety glasses to protect ourselves before we apply the poultice. You'll want to have these throughout the entire process. First, you'll also pour some hydrogen peroxide onto the paper towel, making sure it's properly saturated. This is a good time to remind you that the stone is very sensitive. When you're trying to do this at home, it'd be wise to make a small batch of the poultice and try it on a small inconspicuous area before applying it to the larger stained area. When you're ready to apply the poultice to the stained area, you want to make sure it goes past the edges at least a good ½ inch. Next, we're going to want to cover it with some tape and plastic. We want a little circulation here, so let's poke some holes in the plastic. Or you could leave the edge open to also add ventilation. Now, this is the easiest part. We're just going to leave it alone for 24 hours and come back and check on it. 24 hours is pretty typical timeline, but it can take a couple of days to fully dry out depending on the chemical used. Now, for the sake of this video, we stained a separate marble sample with red wine and applied a poultice 2 days ago. So let's check it out and see if it's ready. We'll use our rubber gloves to remove the paper towels, and you might want to bag these paper towels before you throw them away, just so no one accidentally gets into them. Once you have the poultice removed, you'll need to clean the area with a little Easy Oxy multi-surface cleaner or another neutral cleaner. Then wipe it dry with a sheet of paper towel or a rag.
Looks pretty good to me. I don't see anything.
Me too. Wonderful. Then your mission is complete. It's as easy as that. Now, if you're trying something at home and you still see some discoloration at first around the poultice, don't panic. Some stains are just a little bit more stubborn, and you'll have to repeat the process multiple times, maybe even 4 to 5 times.
Really, why is it that treatment wouldn't have worked when we left the poultice on for so long?
There's several reasons why a stain won't lighten after poulticing. You may have made a mistake while evaluating the nature of the stain and consequently used the wrong chemical. Or it may be that the stain is too old and permanently set. It's also possible that the spot isn't actually a stain, but some other type of discoloration. If you haven't seen it lighten and you're still unhappy with the results, go ahead and call us or a stone restoration company in your area. We'd be happy to come take a look at it for you and give you another assessment.
Well, that's good to know, and it's always great to rely on professionals like you and your team when you're not sure the next steps. Thank you for all your help today, Efren. This has been incredibly informative.
Of course, thanks for having us here. We're passionate about natural stone and educating others on how to care for it.
If you found this video helpful, let us know by hitting the like button. And if you still have questions, leave them in the comments down below. In our next video, we're going to meet with Efren from Beyond Stone Solutions again and discuss the best course of action to take to prevent staining and surface damage to your natural stone. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss it.
See you next time.